Hi, everyone. This goes in the thoughts and speculations pile, big time. So if you're not interested in my thoughts and theories and guesses about Rip Hunter, Booster Gold, and what's currently going on, I don't know what to tell you. But if you are, thanks again. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I've been Bob. This is The Other World According to Bob. Hello. So, my theory can be boiled down quite simply. There are two Rip Hunters. One post-crisis and one pre-crisis. The crisis, the one that was before crisis, survived the crisis because he hid out in time somewhere. They brought in his version of Jeff, his version of Bonnie. And I think his version of Corky too, in Batman Flashpoint Beyond. The one where we find out the Flashpoint world survived in Dr. Manhattan's snow globe. Yes, that was a real thing. But needless to say, even if they didn't show up there, they definitely showed up in Stargirl Lost Children. And old Rip Hunter did too. Now, I asked if blonde Rip Hunter, the one I think survived the crisis, is the same guy as Rip Hunter from the Booster Gold series. I got an answer from DC Comics. I was very lucky. They said, yes, it's the same guy. Well, then you're saying they answered you, therefore you're wrong. Well, why are you... The question then becomes, why are you referencing him, DC, as a separate... They're still referencing him as a separate entity. And he was very mean to his version of Corky in Stargirl, The Lost Children, where I think it fits. And what they could do to prove me wrong is have this version of Rip Hunter show up again, despite Booster Gold being missing, is right before the old Rip Hunter Time Master series. The one where he's trying to stop the Illuminati. It was an old series in the 80s. But, yeah. Yeah.
So you got an answer from DC. They said yes, they're the same guys. Are they saying different timelines, different realities?
They didn't go into that.
Okay.
They just said yes.
Okay.
So that could also be because it does show him surviving the crisis in the original Crisis on Infinite Earth. He's outside the timeline. So either this is Rip Hunter that was outside the timeline. They have never addressed it. I think he's in control of the Black Beetle because Earth 3 Booster Gold is still Booster Gold, and our boy is not that smart to run a whole con by himself. Even looking at the first 6 issues the way I did with Booster Gold. You find that how did the Black Beetle know that, hey, I'm gonna need to abduct Ted Cord and all the other 3 Blue Beetles to fix the timeline. Again, Booster's Booster in any reality. Until I see more evidence. The Black Beetle was told the whole time by Rip Hunter, the old 1960s to 1980s Rip Hunter. It is kind of weird that they haven't had Rip Hunter show up yet, given Booster's disappearance in all in special, the one shot. Especially in the Justice League. And it's also weird that if the 80s Rip Hunter is really a good guy, and that's the same character, why would he kidnap Jay Garrick's daughter and the other children? Good people don't kidnap children. Good people don't have children in their lab. You know? That's just not what good guys do. It would make more sense to have this guy be someone who's impersonating Rip Hunter, which could totally happen because, as established in Booster Gold, Rip Hunter's real name is not Rip Hunter. For the record, I think his name is Ted Carter. But we do know his name is not Rip Hunter. He has too many enemies. He may be one of them. 80s Rip Hunter. His version of Jeff became present time Rip Hunter. His version of Jeff became an evil energy monster. Jeff, Bonnie, I'd be surprised if that were their real names too. These are all just people that Rip Hunter chose to hang out with. Be they from the future or not. And he did so to stop crises. That's the old 80s Rip Hunter. Again, if they're gonna do this, they need to tell us what 80s Rip Hunter's actual name is. Because as established, that's kind of confusing to have two versions of the same character. But the old 80s Rip Hunter is, I think, upset the way Superboy Prime was upset. That the old characters have turned so dark and jaded, and now he wants to fix time the way he remembers it. That's my theory. And he's using the Black Beetle to do so. But what I want to leave you with is that if you enjoyed my Booster Gold 101, the original version, I'm interested in doing a Booster Gold 2. Mom, I love you too, Annie. Give me the mouse. Okay. I'm interested in doing a Booster Gold 201. Sorry about that, girl. If you're interested in me, if you're interested in hearing my opinion, that sounds better. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm really curious to hear what people think of my theory. Oh, and one more thing. Peter Platinum was just a distraction. He wasn't employed by the Black Beetle, but he was a distraction. So, and yes, DC Comics goes back and forth on solidified time too, because we've never established what Booster Gold has solidified. That's why Rip needed. He can't do it all by himself. That's why Rip needed a second guy. Anyway, I'm not getting into that in this video. I just didn't want any comments about Peter Platinum. I've been Bob. This has been the Otherworld According Bob. Thanks for listening. Bob out. Okay. Different shirt, different day. Still talking about Rip Hunter. One thing I wanted to tack on here. And if you wanted to make things worse, more confusing in this whole Rip Hunter debacle, there is actually a third Rip Hunter that may just be Rip Hunter, the good one from the future. On the other hand, he may have been destroyed by the one from Booster Gold, the series, Volume 2. we don't know. All we know is that somehow the Linear Men get imprisoned by the time of Booster Gold. If you really want to know more about this and want to deal with someone a bit more knowledgeable on Booster Gold and his history, and can probably tell you from the destruction of Coast City to Booster Gold's most recent appearance in that stupid, see, I don't even know the name, All Access thing. Visit boosterific.com. My friend Walter, I'm sure, would be happy to have you. And tell him Bob sent you. If you would like me to do other videos on Bonnie Baxter, Corky, or any of the Time Masters, let me know in the comments by commenting. Liking helps too, and subscribing. I've been Bob. Bob out.